President Donald Trump is the only one who can order America's launch of a nuclear weapon. But would the official task with pushing the button take the president's command? U.S. Nuclear Commander General John Hyten says they'd discuss all legal options first, adding someone can face life in prison for carrying out an illegal order. Here to weigh in, Fox News military analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. Colonel, thanks for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time. So in this case...
Good to be with you, Pete.
You got it, sir. What would constitute an illegal order from President Trump as it pertains to the launch of nuclear weapons?
Well, I don't know, because I don't think anyone's ever contemplated that the commander-in-chief was going to violate Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution. Look, the bottom line of it is those kinds of discussions will have already taken place. The reality of the Strategic Integrated Operations Plan is to carry out what the president needs to do to protect the country. Nuclear weapons have been used to deter war now since 1945. And the reality of it is this president and no president is going to offer to do something that's not legal within his authority. So I'm not too sure what that was all about,
well,
but
Colonel,
it was on another network.
Isn't there an implication
I would
here?
guess that that's not going to happen.
Isn't there an implication here, though?
Say that?
Isn't there an implication either in the question or the answer that maybe in this commander we've got someone who would play fast and loose with nuclear weapons, just like they alleged Ronald Reagan?
Well, of course. I mean, that's where everybody is. I mean, we got people now, filing for resolutions of impeachment on the president. Look, the bottom line of it is the chain of command isn't directly to that commander. The chain of command is from the president through the Secretary of Defense, not the Joint Chiefs, by the way, and then directly to the commanders. And there's a triad of nuclear weapons out there to protect us. There's ground launched from ICBM silos. There are aircraft-launched nuclear weapons. And, of course, you've got the boomers. By the way, the boomers are under the sea, nuclear submarines with ballistic missiles aboard them.
Absolutely.
And the bottom line of it is no president's going to do something that's going to be violative of his constitutional authorities under the Constitution.
Common sense stuff, for sure. Next topic, quickly, is ISIS. It hasn't gotten a lot of attention, the fact that the last Iraqi town that ISIS held has fallen. We've made incredible progress under this president against this vicious enemy. A, why not a lot of coverage of this progress? And B, how do we secure the peace, which we've failed to do so in the past?
Look, ISIS is not gone. ISIS doesn't hold any territory anymore in either Syria or Iraq, but ISIS has not ceased to exist. By the way, when I was last out there about a year ago, reported on exactly that, because the Kurds were telling us ISIS may not hold any more territory, but it still exists as an ideological force to attract adherents and those people who will carry out the kinds of attacks we've seen all over Europe and in the United States. You can use anything as a weapon now. These are people who want us to live in the 7th century. They couldn't build a light bulb if they wanted to, but they can turn one into a hand grenade, or they can turn a vehicle into a suicide attack. So that problem is not going to go away as long as radical Islam can still propagate their propaganda.
That's a great point. We may have removed their physical caliphate, but the poisonous ideology still exists, poisoning the minds of too many people around the world. Ollie North, you have committed your both career in uniform, but also your time here at Fox News Channel to supporting the troops. And on this Thanksgiving, you have a special message for those who have served and who are still serving.
Look, Pete, we do shout-outs this time of year. I want to give a shout-out to a very special person. He's an American treasure. He is a patient right now at Mayo Clinic. So pray for Admiral Jay Cohen, who has probably saved the lives of more U.S. Marines than any admiral since World War II, because of the things he did as the director of Naval Research Laboratories and making sure that the troops got the kind of armor that would protect them and the kinds of things that they'll need, some of which we can't even talk about, to deal with the enemy on the ground today and the ground tomorrow. He is an American hero, and that's my salute out for this Thanksgiving. Admiral Jay Cohen, you, sir, are an American hero. Heal well. America's praying for your recovery at Mayo Clinic.
Amen. The Admiral is in our prayers. And we salute you too, sir, for what you've done telling war stories on this channel and giving insight to so many issues that enough people don't talk about. Have a great Thanksgiving, sir. We appreciate it.
You too, brother. Don't miss tonight's War Stories. It's all about the Frozen Chosen.
Oh, very cool. What better way could you spend a Sunday night? Love it. Thank you very much, Colonel.